And we have left with two topics for PMGM, that is calibration and CPM, that is continuous performance management. Calibration, see, can you able to understand what is the meaning of a calibration, why calibration is done, what is the purpose of calibration in any organization? Calibration I can able to refine more in the sense like you are calibrating something where the output and the uh, deciding factor is already been done. Now on to that uh, output or to the deciding factor, what are the changes which we can able to do further according to the business requirement. See, whenever the rating is being done, after the rating there will be certain this rating is again connected to the compensation. Okay, so again for each employee there will be certain, according to the rating, the salary revision and everything will be carried out. So when we discuss about the salary revision, there will be a budget in any organization. Okay, so in case before going into the performance cycle, the budget is get approved for the new financial year. Okay, suppose country specific, I don't know, like it may be from January to December, but in India we have this April to March concept. So initially there will be a approval from the budget. Once the budget is approved, then the goal setting is done, then the performance form, everything is being done. Okay, once the year ending, once the year end comes and once the performance review is being done, once the rating is being given, after giving the rating they will try to evaluate like what was the budget approved, and this according to the rating it has been what you call the entire cost has been exceeded the budget or not. In case if the cost has been exceeded the budget, then they will try to go into the calibration part, so that they can able to see where they can able to reduce the rating to adjust this cost under that within the approved budget. Okay, so generally after the performance review only the calibration process starts. Okay, that is a thumb rule. Okay, we will create the what you call calibration template and everything 1 year before. We can create a template and everything 1 year before, but there are two things are there in the calibration success factor. One is calibration template and one is calibration session. So when we are creating a calibration template, this can be created 1 year before. Okay, and after 1 year when the performance review is being done, after the performance review only, internally from the end user side, not from the consultant side, from the end user side, they have to create a calibration session. Okay, so after the performance review, their internal team will create a calibration session. Okay, and that calibration session will again connected with the performance review. Okay, how it is being done, that I will show you in the system. Okay, but when we are doing a calibration, we should have a user whose performance review is being done. Okay, not fully completed. See, when we were discussing about the performance review, if you remember, we have created some route maps from the managed route map. There were some stages: modified stage, signature stage, and the completed stage. Okay, so if you recall that in the modified stage, the form will go to the employee for the self assessment. When employee will give the self rating, after that when he submit the form, it will go to the manager. Manager will have a review of the form, review, and he will give his own rating. Once the manager is being given the rating, once the manager submit, it will go to the HR. That is the third step. And once the HR is being done, again there will be a one-to-one discussion between the manager and the employee to come to a conclusion. And after the fourth stage, one-to-one meeting, it will go to the signature stage, that is employee signature. And after employee signature means employee acknowledgement, and after that manager's acknowledgement, and it will be the completed. This is the route map, the flow, how the form goes from stage 1 to stage 5. Okay, now when we try to connect that performance cycle with the calibration, so the thumb rule is that the performance cycle should not go into the completed stage. Okay, suppose it will go to the employee. I will just mention here. I'd already mentioned in the performance. Let me go into the performance. Where was it? Okay, here when we go into the vertical manage route map. So in the manage route map, we have this step. What is called modify. Then we have signature, and then we complete it. If you remember, okay. So under the modify, if you go under the modify, you have this one, employee. We create the employee self-assessment. Okay. Let me open it. One more tab. Okay. Then you have manager self
Assessment. Yeah.
See, if you remember, we have two things. One is goal template, and another is performance template. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just recalling it. So when we started with PMGM, we went into the goal template and we created the goal template. When we went into the performance template, before going into the performance template, what are the two things which we have done? We have created the rating scale and we have created the route map. These two things was required for the performance template. And when we go into the performance template, we assign this rating scale and this route map and the goal template in the performance template.
Yeah.
Right. If you recall. So in the modified route map, I'm just refining it again. We have the third stage called HR review. Okay. And we have the fourth one as one-to-one meeting. Okay, this completes the modified stage. One-to-one meeting is generally with the employee and the HR. This is with the employee. Okay, this is with manager. This is HR. This is manager. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the signature. Here, signature we have employee acknowledgement. So yeah, employee acknowledgement, and we have manager acknowledgement. Okay. Then in the completed stage, there is nothing like completed. We are not adding anything. Okay. This is the process where we go into the modified stage. Okay, modified signature and yeah. So now coming into our calibration, when this is the role, I will just mention the role, and this is the what you call stage. Okay, so when the form will go to the employee, self-assessment, it will do it by the employee. It will go to the, when submit it, it will go to the manager. Then once manager is done, it will go to the HR review, and then it is again going to the one-to-one meeting. So when it is going to the one-to-one meeting, we should not, the person should not submit from one-to-one meeting to the signature. The form should keep in the one-to-one meeting only. Okay, because when we are going into the calibration, now coming into the calibration, we have a one thing is there, that is calibration template, and we have calibration session. Okay, so when we are creating, I will show you for a better understanding. I will show you. I will go back into the admin center. So always remember that calibration always starts after the performance review, and the performance review should not be get completed. It should be, the form should be in one stage. Okay. So where is the tool? We'll go to the calibration. Here you can see the calibration. And here I will duplicate this screen. Two screens I will open. And then okay. See, I just okay. And here I'm just closing it here. When we go here, you can see the calibration. This is the end user page. Okay.
Yeah.
This tab is the end user. This is not the consultant page. When you click on the calibration here, okay, now it will not be showing anything, because the reason is that we have not executed anything. Okay, but in this end user page, first of all, as a consultant, we will be creating a template before the starting of the year. Okay, when we go to the create new, I just created it, but later on I found that our old data, everything has been vanished because it has been erased totally. So I just created it. When we go create new, we have these tabs: basic info, data view, advanced, and executive review. Starting 4 tabs are more important. Okay, basic info, you will mention the template, and you will mention the financial year, the year which you want, for the year which the performance review is being done. Okay, it is for 2020-21 to 2020-22. So that year I have mentioned. When you go to the data, in the data, you have select the data source for the element you want to calibrate. Okay, so here you can see a lot of things are there. Okay, so I have chosen it as performance. Okay, performance calibration, including the evaluation of the performance goal potential. Okay, so here when you're calibrating the performance, they will ask you the template of the performance form. Okay, the template which you have created. If you remember, here we have created a template, right? We have created a template. Okay, so if I go back into the system, let me duplicate this screen again, and let me go to the manage template, because our template and everything which we have created for rating option 0, 1, 2, 3, all things has been vanished due to the refresh and everything. So I was not able to find. But one template in the last week, I just tried to create it, but there was a lot of things were there, so I just stopped up. Performance review. If you see here, our rating option 0, 1, 2, 3, everything has been removed. That SCL, nothing was there. Okay, last.
It's all standard.
Yeah, all the standard. So last week I just tried to create for our purpose. So this is HCL performance review. So this is the template which they are discussing. Okay, in this template, if you see here in the goal, okay,
Mm.
here we have added the goal here. Okay, added our goal, whatever the goal which we have created. And in the general setting, you can see SCL route map that was also not there, which we have created. Okay, so if I duplicate this screen, I'm just showing you each and everything. So I will go manage route map. Okay. Our name was SCL route map. So here we can able to, let me go and see. You can see SCL route map. This also last week I created because this was also not there. So in this route map, if you see, I just created it. This one, employee self-assessment, manager assessment, one-to-one meeting. I have not added a HR because HR was not there in the employee profile. Employee signature, manager signature, complete. Okay. So once the form go to the employee self-assessment, go to the HR, go to the manager, and go to the one-to-one meeting. Okay, it should not be submitted from here to the employee signature. Why? Because when I go back into the calibration where it is here, I have taken the this one. Okay, template. Suppose if I am taking here as a this one SCL performance review, which was our template. So when I am just taking it, okay. So here I have to select. See, SCL route map already it is coming when I'm selecting SCL, because why it is coming? Because this is already mapped with this template.
Mapped. Yeah.
Okay. Now in this
But
SCL
the
route
template doesn't exist.
map, this template last week I created.
Oh, okay,
Our
okay.
old template, everything has been erased.
All
So
right.
I just created it, and route map also I created, assigned it to the template. Now that is the thing, it is showing automatically. And this route map has how many stages, which is showing these are the stages. So the same stages will be reflecting here. If you go and see here, employee manager one-to-one meeting. Same here, employee manager one-to-one meeting. Okay. So now
Mm.
if you are selecting the stage here as one-to-one meeting, okay, that the form should be in one-to-one meeting, then only we can start the calibration. Okay. So when you launch the form will behave on the basis of the route map. The form will go to the self-assessment, then it will go to the manager, and then it will go to the one-to-one meeting. Once it will go to the one-to-one meeting, you don't have to submit the form from one-to-one meeting. Keep the form in one-to-one meeting only. Okay, because
Yeah.
as per the configuration of this calibration. Okay, then you have the overall rating. This is the second. Select at least one element for the overall rating. Overall rating you need to select. So here, once we click on here, you have to specify the overall rating. So if you see, there was one performance testing. What was that? This one. So here in the, let me take this one only, and let me take one-to-one, and then go back here and overall. So it should be something like below 10%. You have to make the range in this way that the total should be 100%. Okay. So if you are
Mm.
making below 10%, it is unsatisfactory. Okay. Then 10 to, suppose you are taking 15% needs development. Okay. Who are there in 10 to 15%? Okay. Then you have 15 to 20 if you are taking, and then if you are taking 20 to, you have to adjust it. The total should come as 100, 45, 60, 70. Okay, again 30 is getting this one. Okay, So let's take this. I'm taking this as 10 to 20, and here let me take this 20 to 30. Now it is coming as 100. Okay. So in this way, you will go and give the overall rating. Okay. After this will be first is the basic info. Then will be the data. Okay. So while setting up the calibration template, the first thing is select the template performance. Then you have to select the stage in that particular performance template. Okay. Once it is been done, then you have to go to the second step. That is second point. That is overall rating. So this range you have to give. Okay. Once it is been done, then you have to go to the view. This one. Once you click on the view, it should be enabled. Okay. Then you have 4 tabs are there under view: dashboard, list view, new name, and add view. So first is enable dashboard. Then in the list view. In the list view means this is the information about that employee. What all things you require. Okay. Basic information about that particular employee. So if I am taking that employee, if I'm taking something like employee ID, okay, if I'm taking control username, if I'm taking, and then I will take, okay, let's take gender, job code, what are the things which we need to take? Employee ID, okay, job role, location, okay, then you have email, division, hire date, okay. These basic information we need to select from this list view. Once we have done this, then you go to the new name. So in the new name, actually it is disabled, but this part, the second point should be enabled. Enable drag and drop. Okay. Enable drag and drop means when you go here, we can, once we submit, our template will be here. Okay. So now there is no template here. There is no session which is being created. Once the session is being created, there will be some blocks, multiple blocks. This will be one block, this will be one block, this will be one block, this will be one block. And above this block, you can see it depends upon this one. Okay, this one, what you call, it is not going. Huh? It depends upon that we have created the overall rating. If you remember, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, like that. Above 40, that is need to development, exceeded, which you have seen in the data. So that blocks will be showing here. Okay, less than 10, okay, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, these blocks will be there. Okay, and a set of users will be there who are there into less than 10 rating. Okay, 10 to 20 rating, 20 to 30 rating. Okay, suppose if you want to drag one employee from 20 to 30 to 10 to 20, so you can able to select and you can able to drag here. So how that functionality will work, we have to enable this one, enable drag and drop. Okay, this in our system it is showing disabled. In the real-time system it will be enabled. Okay, this will be active, so we can able to check it. How we can able to check here? The same way you can able to check this. Okay. Similarly, enforce comment on rating change. Suppose when you are changing a person rating who is into the bucket, these are called buckets. Bins are called. These are called bins. Bin one is called less than 10. Second bin is called 10 to 20. Third bin is called 20 to 30. And the fourth bin is called 30 to 40. So if you are making an employee moving from one bin to the another bin, so once you are into the bin of 20 to 30, you are reducing that person employee from 20 to 30 to 10 to 20. And if you want to give the justification by providing the comment, that option is possible here if you are enabling this. Okay. So once you are dragging it, automatically pop-up will come. Pop-up window will come, which will show that please enter the comment. Okay. If you want that, only possible when you are enabling this. And drag and drop. If if here it drag and drop is not there, we need to go and check in the template. Here, this is been checked or not. If it is in unchecked mode, we have to check it. Now this is in disabling mode, so I cannot able to do anything. Okay. And then
Yep.
select the axis calibration element. So we should select overall rating, and it should be always in the y-axis. Okay. These are the things. And view name. This view name, we should always take a view name means this one. Okay. View name, we always take a bin view. Okay. You can say.
How many views are available?
These are the only view.
Okay.
Okay. But the naming, we are changing it. Okay. Because once we change this, then automatically these are the views. These blocks will be coming up. Now we just started up the basic thing, how we are creating a template. Template will start creating 1 year before. Okay.
Okay.
Every year you want to continue with the same template, or if you want to go with a new template. It depends upon the company. If you want to continue with the 2020, the same template you can continue in 2021. Or else
Okay.
every year you want to give a new template, then at the starting of the financial year, you have to create a template and you have to keep it like that. Once the performance reviews get completed by year end. Okay. So template will be created by the consultants in coordination with the this one, what you call end users. Okay.
Okay.
Once the template is being created and everything, show an extra column and view these all things. Then we go to the advanced. In the advanced, you can able to see these are automatic route form on session finalize. Okay, enable form route validation steps. Okay, then you are enable stack rankers within the calibration. So these are by default, it will be automatically enabled. Okay, something which you want to go and do the enabling part, you can go and check in this one, what you call in this advanced part. Okay, once it is been done, okay, then you have an executive review, and in there is nothing as such executive review, and you have to go and save it.
Okay.
Okay, once it is been saved, and it specifies that, see, the form will come, in the session only those form will come who are into one-to-one meeting. Okay, got it? Because we have given the configuration like that. Okay, and basic information, we have given the calibration name. In the view we have these 4 options, where in the list view we have taken the basic information of each employee we should populate. In the bin view we have taken this, it should have an option of drag and drop. When you are dragging and dropping from one bin to the another bin, then is it required to give a comment, then you have to specify that. Yeah. Okay, then you have an advanced option here. Okay, in the advanced option also you can have these other things which are already enabled, and we need to go on. So once it has been done, you are saving it, and then when you are coming back, you will see that your template will be like this. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever the template which you have created, the date range and everything will be like that. Now coming into the calibration session. Okay. This is the first part which you have done, and always remember that after that it is always connected with the performance cycle. Okay. That is the reason performance cycle we have given it one-to-one meeting. So all the users form should reach to the one-to-one meeting. After that only the performance session can start. Now we are going into the performance session. When we go into the manage calibration session, see, I just can create a new. I have created already one earlier to how to go and do it. So in the template, the first thing is basic info, people and validation. Okay. So here we'll go and specify the template name. Okay, template name. So from where the template name is coming, we will the template which we have already created it. Okay, that template. Okay, so here
Mm-hmm.
the calibration template testing, I think the same na, calibration templates testing. Okay, so here we have not changed it. So in case if we are changing the calibration template setting, okay, then you will be specifying the session name. This is happening, always remember, this is happening once the performance cycle is being done for that particular year. Okay, when initiated or almost the 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 stages has been completed and it is into one-to-one meeting, then you have to make the activation date. Okay, if you're not keeping this activation date, it indicates that you can use this session in the coming year also. Okay, if you are specifying it, you are restricting it for that particular year. Got it? Suppose it is
Mm-hmm.
for 2020 2021, so you are restricting only this template for only this session for this session name for 2021. If you're not specifying anything, you can use this for the next year also. Okay, then you have a session owner. Session owner, always take the person who is the manager, who is the manager, okay, of the particular set of users. So that is a session owner, and then you can able to take the session facilitator. So select the subject and participant automatically. So if you click on this, what will happen is that under him, whoever are reporting, suppose 5 people are reporting to him, and in that 5 user also, again those 5 users have some direct reportees. So all will be coming, the subject and the participant automatically will be coming under the owner. Okay, so if you
Okay.
don't want this, you have to uncheck it. Okay, and you can able to manually enter to whose form has reached to the one-to-one meeting. Okay, it is not necessary that all the users form has reached to one-to-one meeting, but if you are selecting this option, it indicates that whoever are there in his hierarchy, by default all the person will be coming in the session by process. Got it? So we need to keep it unchecked. Okay, and if you want to add some file also, that option is there. Then we go into the people. See, when we select here basic info, and when we are selecting the subject, what is happening? We're selecting the subject, what is happening? Automatically all the users will be coming here, the participants and the subjects. Okay, but if you are not selecting this, if you're unchecking it, and when you go into the people, you can able to go and select the user. How you will go and select the user? Suppose if I am there as sf underscore 03, so
Okay, so it will come.
I will add it, and I will, yeah, search, so it will come. Okay, so if I want um sheet, one person was there, a sheet. Okay, this one. So if I'm taking this, so what I assume, these people who are under this Ahmed is all, their performance review has already been initiated, and their form are into 1-to-1 rating stage. Okay, and what we will select. See here you can see owner, who is the owner? Ahmed.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
participant is there, subject is there. So here if we are selecting this, whoever are there in the Ahmed, the person automatically will come in the participant and subject, and we have to do the filtration whose form has came to 1-to-1 meeting or not. Okay, but if you have a list whose form has came, so it's better you keep it unchecked and you go here and you can able to do the filtration accordingly. Okay, filtered by division, department, location, or you can able to mention the. Okay, so once
Yeah.
it is being done, then you can able to select this and go to the action and add to the subject, either add to the subject or add to the participant. So if you are going and adding to the participant, okay, so I'm just selecting. So once after this I will go and select it. Okay, once I will go and select it, then you have to go to the third step, that is validation. Okay, when you go into the validation, okay, when you go into the validation, here you can see activate is in a gray mode. Okay,
Hmm.
activate is in a gray mode. You can see this button activate. This is in the
Yeah.
gray mode. Why it is in the gray mode? Because we have to need the validation, and when you click on the validation, the system will check these users are already into 1-to-1 meeting stage or not. Okay, so if these
Hmm.
users are already in the 1-to-1 meeting, and when you validate, it will give no error and it will activate in green color. Okay, and once it is been activated in green color, you have to click on this activate button. Once you click on this activate button, your calibration session will be created. And once your calibration session is created, for how many users? I'm giving an example for these two users. There may be 10, there may be 15. Okay, those will be coming here in the list. Once it is been done, okay, then what you have to do, validation is been done, they will check it, this button will get activated, you have to click on this button, the everything will be completed successfully. Then how and where you will go and check? The first step, in the calibration. In the calibration, once you click on the here in the calibration, that particular session name, the session name, whatever the session name which you have created and whatever the activation you have done for basic info, okay, all these things, people, validation, what entire process which you have done for this session, SCL calibration session, this name will be reflecting automatically here. Okay, when you click on this particular link of this particular session, okay, what will happen? It will give you bins. Bins means box, rectangular box. One is
Hmm.
less than 10%, one is 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, these some 4 to 5, depending upon the overall this one calibration which you have done in the template, if you remember. Okay,
Yeah.
that will be showing here. And how many users are there, how many users has been validated, that users respectively will be coming in these boxes, different boxes. Okay, now as a owner, as a session owner, see if I am a Ahmed, so as a session owner, I can able to go and see, suppose one person is already there in 20 to 30, but last year he was already given some good high. So why for this year also we can able to go and reduce the high from 20 to 30 to 10 to 20. So you can able to drag and you can able to drop to the another thing, 10 to 20. Okay, in this way this calibration works. Once it has been done and once it has been submitted, again it will be synchronized and mapped with the compensation module. And whatever the ratings and whatever the things which we have given, then according to that, once it is been done here, then you have to go to the performance form, and then from there the form will go into the signature stage.
Yeah.
Okay, form will go into the signature stage. Till it is in the one-to-one meeting, we will be doing the template process, and we will be year end, we will be completing the session. Once the session is being created, it will be showing in the this one ms screen here. Okay, who is the owner? Whoever is the owner, in the owner screen, in the owner's homepage only it will be showing. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
here we have created the owner. You can see here session owner. So
Hmm.
anybody cannot able to go and see what are the calibration reshuffling you're doing, because he is the owner. He has the right. Okay, so
Yeah.
when he will when he will log in from his system, he can go into the calibration and he can see that this particular link will be there, session name will be there, and he can able to do the reshuffling according to the ratings and everything. Okay, once he completes it, then it will move into the another, that is employee signature, and then manager
Okay.
signature.
But
This
so
yes.
employee.
Here in this case, see here in this case, uh, the the administrator will be taking care for the template.
Okay.
See, I
Okay.
told you for creating the template, no end users is
Yeah.
involved. Success
Yeah.
factor consultants
Administration.
are involved.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, either from the client side, any administrator will be there, or client will nominate a SF consultant that you help us for creating the template. So we will go and create the template at the starting of the year. That will be
Okay.
there in the in the preview environment or in the production environment.
Yeah.
Okay, after that, once the this performance cycle is reached to one-to-one meeting, then they will go and start the this one calibration session. Okay, but for creating a calibration session, their end user HR will create. Okay, they will
Okay.
nominate who will create the calibration session. Either there will be a performance management team will be there who will be creating this, or there will be some HR resource will be there. We call as from digital service or people service team. Okay, so these team will try to create the session. Okay, and they will try to specify who will be the session owner. Okay, and they will try to specify who are the peoples which will be involved into the calibration. So whoever are the session owner, default way, either if you want all the set of employees under that particular owner has to populate, you have to select it. Otherwise you need to select the you need to be selective who are the person who need to add here. Once it is been added up, we need to do the end user need to do the validation and make sure that these list of users has already reached their form into one-to-one meeting. If any of the form is not reached to the one-to-one meeting or stuck in some other stage, it will give the error during the validation. When it is giving some error to the validation for some user, it assumes that the form has not reached to the one-to-one meeting. So you have to check the form and check the status of that particular form.
Okay.
Manager means this session owner, whoever is the
Okay.
session owner, this session owner, and
Can.
this is being created by the end user. Okay, so
Okay.
one more thing, calibration can be created overall at the company level, and you can able to divide the calibration on the department basis also. Suppose you want to have a calibration for sales department, sales and marketing department. You have a separate calibration session for HR department, finance department, operation department. You can create multiple sessions. When you're creating a multiple session, the honors will be different.
Okay.
And once this validation everything is being completed, whoever are there for that particular session honor, that honor can able to go and see here in the end user. When you go here and see that name will be showing, and when the session owner click on that, they will be getting this rectangular boxes are there, and they can see list of employees who are the direct report is managers manager under reportee also will be showing here, and this particular session owner can able to reshuffle it, drag and drop it to adjust the rating, and once it is been submitted, then it will move from one-to-one meeting to the employee signature. Then you can go into the one-to-one meeting and move the form to the employee signature like this. So this is the process which goes on into the calibration. I was trying to execute it, but I found that the entire system has been the data has been erased. Maybe because of the refresh and everything. Because when I seen here, I can see that this is the latest version, that is 2205 in the month of May, the release which has came. So maybe because of that, and they have refreshed a lot of things. So our all old data, everything has been gone. But as you know, how you can create a goal settings, goal template, performance template, rating scale, and route map. These are the things which you have to do. Once it is been done, you have to launch a form. The form will be going to these stages. Make sure it has to reach to this stage. Once the form is reached to this stage, keep the form like this. You don't have to give any comments, you don't have to give any rating. Then come down to the template. Create the template. Once the template is being created, then you in the template, it is there. You have to select the performance cycle. You can see here. You can select the performance template. Okay, performance review template. Okay, that template you have to select, and in that template, which up to which stage you want to keep the form. So I'm taking it as one-to-one meeting. So I will make sure that for this form which has been launched for the user, the form should only reach to one-to-one meeting. It should not be moved ahead. Okay, once the form will reach to the one-to-one meeting here, and then we have to specify this one, what you call overall rating here.
Overall.
Okay, this overall rating will be showing here as in terms of boxes. Okay, suppose 4 users will be there below 10, 2 users will be there between 10 to 20, 5 users will be there between 20 to 30, like that. Okay, these users are who are coming under that session owner which we have created here. Okay, because these direct report, or else you can able to choose the users by filtering here also, whatever the users you want to select. Once it is been done, once the validation is been done, this will get activated. If the validation is throwing some error, it indicates that the form has not reached to the one-to-one meeting. Okay, there is something valid. Suppose you have 10 users and it is showing that 8 validation was successful, 2 it is showing error. So you have to go and see the 2 users form ID separately in the separate screen. What is the status? The form is in which stage? Okay, so this way you have to make sure that this validation should be successful and it should activate. Once this is activated, the session will be completed, and then you can go and the session owner can go and see the session in this here in this calibration. Okay, here the name will be coming, session name automatically will be coming. That shows that it is the session has been successfully completed. Then when you click, session owner will click on that particular session, the box will be showing, and you can able to see the drag and drop. Okay, if the drag and drop is not working, again I told you, you have to go and check here in the pin view, and you have to see this is enabled on. Okay, so in this way we can able to go, and once it is been completed, this is not the end calibration. You have submitted, but the form is still in the one-to-one meeting. So again you have to go and see that it is form is a one-to-one meeting with whom? Manager. Then manager has to go ahead and submit this form to the another level for the employee signature. Got it?
Yeah.
So in this way, the entire calibration works. So mainly in the calibration, two things are there. One is calibration template and one is calibration session. Calibration template will be created at the starting of the year. And the template is created, it will be kept like that only. Once the year ends and once we have a performance review, and once they want to go and create a calibration session, they should assure that the performance review should not be completed for the all the stages. It should come to a particular stage which you have configured here, so here you have configured that this stage should come till one-to-one meeting. Okay.
Okay.
And calibration can be from the top level. You can able to make a session owner as a MD or CEO, and you can, or else you can able to make section head, operation head, department head, like that also. So you can able to create, there is no restriction of creating multiple sessions. You can create one session, you can create multiple sessions. Okay. So in this way,
Okay.
our as a consultant role, our role is only up to creating the template. If the end user don't know how to create a session, we can able to conduct a training session and we can able to give the input how to create a training session. But this is the role of an end user for creating the calibration session.
Calibration.
Okay, because they know actually who are the who are the people who should be involved as a session owner, as an end user. Okay, but
Yeah.
we as a consultant, we can able to give the input to them. What are the pros and what are the cons? Okay, sometimes when we have created, sometimes the errors were coming, validation was getting failed, and the end user was not having the clue. Then we try to give an input that you need to go to and check the form ID of those failed users. Where is the form at that particular stage? As it is already been caused to the form is already moved from one-to-one to the employee signature, it will show the fail. If the form is still in manager assessment, it will show the form. It will show the status as failed validation. The form should reach into the one-to-one meeting. Why it has to reach to the one-to-one meeting? Because our configuration is done like that. Okay, got it? Any question? Any queries?
No.
Okay. So see, initially goal settings, rating scales, route map, and performance we have already completed. What I would suggest is that you try to explore, you try to create the rating scale, route map, and what you call this one goal template
Goals.
and performance template, and make sure that you launch the form and keep the form into the one-to-one meeting. Then go and explore it, going and creating the template, and you can see. Then you can see what are the issues or what are the concerns which you are facing.
Yeah.
Okay. Mainly these are the things. Basic info we have to give the template name, then date we have to data we have to select the template, and the route map, up to which route map you want to select, and this one, that is overall form rating, this range which we have to give, and then it will go to the view. View we have four things: dashboard, list view, bin view. Okay, so dashboard you have to enable, list view you have to give the personal information, okay, about that particular any employee. Bin view you have to specify these options, enable drag and drop and everything. Okay, once it is been done, then you can go into the advanced and you can able to save it, if anything. Then you have to go and create the session. For creating a session also, you have to specify a sample user, test user, make him as a facilitator, and first of all see the organization structure the of that particular user. How many people are there in the reporting? If you want to add that person, then it's okay. Otherwise, if you're not adding, okay, and then you go to the people and you should make sure that when you launch the form, how many users you have brought those users into one-to-one meeting. Those users you write it somewhere, and then you will try to add those users here, and then do the validation. Once the validation is been successful, this button will get activated. Click on this button, then the work will be done here. Then go and see whoever is the user. Suppose if Ahmed is the user, you cannot able to see from your account. You have to proxy to Ahmed. After proxy to Ahmed, come to the calibration here. Once you click on the calibration under the MS account, you can see that particular session name is coming here. When you click on here, you can see the boxes here. This is the process. Okay. So you try from your end. Okay. And then we can able to discuss in the coming class if you are facing some issues or not. Okay.
Okay.
And we have left with CPM, as well as we have left with what you call competencies, managed competencies, how to create a competence, custom competencies, job family, job role, all these things, how we can able to create, and these competencies we can able to add in the performance cycle. Okay, there are standard competencies, there are custom competencies. So standard competencies will be by default, it will be there in the SuccessFactor system. But if the customer says to add some custom competencies, how we can able to go, that I will show you in the coming classes.
Okay.
Okay, then we have left with this competencies and the CPM part. After that, we end with the entire performance management goal management. So we have gone with the goal template, rating scale, and rating options. We have gone with all the rating options 0, 1, 2, 3, and then we launched the form. For all the forms we have gone how it will look like. Then we went into the this one, what you call multi-rater, 360-degree multi-rater, and today we went into the calibration session process, the template, the session, and the end user page, how it will look like once the validation is being done. And now in the coming class, we will go with the CPM and the competence. And here we ends the PMG topic.